hot pot restaurants are a definite craze sweeping the world, and this has made Haidilao founder Zhang Yong the richest man in Singapore, and that's no easy feat. In Singapore, half of the population is in the world's richest 10%. First off, in case you're confused about what a hot pot is, it is a Chinese cooking method, prepared with a simmering pot of soup stock at the dining table, containing a variety of Asian ingredients. Hot pot originates a century ago as a cheap and easy meal for peasants squatting by the river to cook ox tripe and other offal, but has since turned into a cultural phenomenon. Also, it's pretty hard to become a billionaire as a chef or restaurateur, but that's precisely what Zhang has accomplished. Zhang's chain of Haidilao Hot Pot restaurants has taken over the world. Haidilao Hot Pot paints an incredible story of success from its humble beginnings as a small hot pot shop in 1994. Today, it has over 400 outlets in 60 Chinese cities, as well as more in Los Angeles, Tokyo, Singapore, and Seoul. There are plans to set up many more this year. Revenue is estimated to grow by more than 30% to 10 billion yuan, which equates to around $1.5 billion. Haidilao's substantial success arguably boils down to its customer-centric and employee-centric philosophy. This video examines how Haidilao was able to achieve stunning success by applying these two fundamental tenets consistently and coherently across the strategic, political, and cultural dimensions of its business, basically at the forefront of everything the company did. Extraordinary customer service as strategic competitive advantage. Haidilao is a sensational hot pot restaurant, well known amongst many Chinese. The standard of customer service is almost unbelievable until you have personally experienced it. Complimentary drinks and snacks, card and board games, and even delicate manicure services by professional nail stylists are provided whilst in the waiting area. Hot face towels, bib covers, protective cell phone bags, etc. are offered just before dining. There are even noodle masters that will prepare handmade noodles by twirling them in front of you in an elaborate display coupled with music. Young children get pleasantly surprised with simple toys at the dining table. The staff attention to the customers is warm and exemplary. In a hyper-competitive hot pot industry with low barriers of entry, Haidilao's extraordinary customer service has brought a refreshing and innovative approach to Chinese culinary service. This has been the key competitive advantage that has clearly distinguished it against its competitors. Starting from humble beginnings. Haidilao began with humble origins. Its founder, Zhang Yong, opened its first shop in 1994 with only 4 tables in a small booth. Zhang was a low-wage factory worker who loved learning and tried hard to improve his life circumstances. As a result of his own life experiences, he empathized with the challenges and aspirations of his young employees coming from rural areas or small towns. Haidilao's culture was very much shaped from the onset by Zhang's values and believed in meritocracy and fair opportunities for social mobility. He highlighted that the core philosophy of Haidilao is that you can change your life using your own hands. This was very much the driving force behind the management model of Haidilao and sent a compelling message to all its employees. Growing a closely knitted family. One key observation is that Haidilao's employee-centric philosophy is akin to growing a closely knitted family, and it is thoroughly embedded across the strategic, political, and cultural dimensions. Indeed, Haidilao's high levels of employee loyalty are rare in the Chinese business world. Its rate of frontline staff turnover of 10% is far below that of competitors, and management staff turnover is near zero. In many ways, Haidilao is almost a utopian workplace with many similarities to Zappos, an online shoe and clothing retailer, in the past. From the strategic perspective, Haidilao has structured desirable pay incentives and welfare packages to take care of its employees. Outstanding employees may even receive free apartments, parental subsidies, children's education allowances, and other benefits. There are also referral incentives, and many employees would refer their family and friends to work there. From a political perspective, Haidilao only promotes its people from within, and there are no outsiders. This has many benefits. Firstly, there is perceived fairness, as managers can only get encouraged by working hard from the bottom ranks. Second, it motivates those within to work even harder to achieve their aspirations because there is no glass ceiling. Everyone has a fair opportunity regardless of background. This is incredibly inspiring because many of Haidilao's employees are young with limited education and from small towns. Also, managers' performance evaluation standards are based not just on revenues, but are significantly on customer satisfaction and staff morale. Smartly, working relationships and expertise are all built consistently from the first day, so those who are promoted would have earned the clout and respect to lead, manage, and influence well. This model is arguably instrumental in simplifying the political power structures. From a cultural perspective, Zhang goes out of his way to demonstrate care for his employees. He is known for his slogan that employees are more important than customers. Zhang's kindness was shown from the early days when he made special efforts to present bonuses and gifts to his team just before Chinese New Year. The adage that people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care is powerful and very reassuring to many people. In an hour-long interview with a manager at a local Singapore restaurant, 2 words, kindness and gratitude, were repeated constantly. This values-based culture of kindness has resonated within his people, and they similarly take care of one another with genuine care and concern, just like a big, closely knitted family. This same genuine kindness is extended towards customers as well. Extraordinary empowerment as strategic competitive advantage. Haidilao's empowered employees are very much its second competitive advantage. This is enabled because of the strong trust engendered within its closely knitted family. From a strategic design viewpoint, Haidilao's organizational structure is relatively flat, and restaurant managers report directly to company headquarters. They are given significant autonomy to lead their restaurants. Headquarters do not interfere in daily operations but lend support and guidance through coaching teams. From a political perspective, this empowerment applies consistently, even to its frontline employees. They're trusted to do things right and are given significant leeway and power to respond appropriately to customer demands. This empowerment is vital in 2 ways. The customer will be pleased with the frontline employee's initiative and authority. The employee will better own the outcomes of the customer engagement because he is empowered to do so, whether offering free appetizers or even waiving payments for unsatisfied customers. Haidilao's strong employee-centric culture reinforces this competitive advantage. We treat our employees based on trust in their decision-making abilities. Zhang similarly encourages his people to take the initiative and reiterates the strong culture of trust. His people feel trusted and empowered. This enables impressive results to be delivered at the front line in terms of extraordinary customer service. Slow is fast. Haidilao's decision to have directly run chain restaurants rather than franchisees resulted in much slower growth at the start, where others were blossoming. Its system of internal promotion also meant that the capacity to open new restaurants was reliant on the rate at which it could churn out managers from the ground up. But slow is fast in this case. Haidilao took the necessary time and resources to implement its customer-centric and employee-centric philosophy wholeheartedly to deliver and sustain its extraordinary customer service and empower employees as vital competitive advantages. Both would be hard to put together merely through franchisee staff training in a short period. As explained earlier, Haidilao is so successful because of a cohesive and coherent business model built up consistently across the strategic, political, and cultural dimensions. Many factors are closely intertwined. For example, bringing in new managers from the outside to accelerate strategic expansion could have negative consequences because of the likely desync from the political and cultural perspectives. Also, Zhang has thus far resisted taking his company public, arguably to ensure that extraordinary customer service continues to be put first and foremost, even at the expense of profit margins at times. Building and innovating to last. Zhang's future aspirations for Haidilao is an inspiring one. To achieve it, he places great importance in building a robust training and HR system to sustain its competitive advantages. In 2010, Haidilao established its university to train its restaurant managers systematically. Most teachers have experienced restaurant managers themselves and are proud to share their experiences. There is also a system of apprenticeship for frontline staff to learn from senior employees. In this way, Haidilao's culture and values continue to be shared consistently across its 60,000 employees. However, as the company continues to grow in size and tenure, there may arguably be a limit to its approach not to hire from outside. It may be challenging for Haidilao to regenerate its C-suite executives after the existing leadership eventually retires. A more targeted talent management program may ultimately be required. The innovative culture is currently strong within the company. There is a regular system of compiling employees' suggestions and ideas for creative evaluation. Incentives are given for images that are selected for implementation. Frontline employees themselves suggested most of the extraordinary customer services. Its competitive advantages have worked perfectly well in the Asian marketplaces. The next challenge, as it goes global in a more significant way, will be to innovate and adapt its existing business model to a different cultural need in America and other countries. Haidilao's employees are also a pretty happy group. Haidilao's employees in China are mostly young people from rural towns with little education. They are the kind of young people that Zhang himself once was. The company promotes internally and pays staff fairly. Employees make salaries that are much higher than the industry average. The $1,500 loan to Zhang turned out to be an excellent investment that has turned all three of Zhang's friends, who scraped their money together to invest in his dream, into billionaires. Zhang's net worth skyrocketed when Haidilao went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in September 2018. Not long after, he moved to Singapore and became a naturalized citizen with a Singaporean passport. The company raised $963 million from the IPO. Haidilao has $17 billion in sales last year. After Zhang's move to Singapore, his incredible net worth of over $19 billion helped him take the title of richest in Singapore from real estate tycoons Robert and Philip Ng. So, have you ever dined in Haidilao? What do you think of their exemplary customer service? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed this, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I will see you soon, continuing to share great business stories past and present, and whatever else happens in the business world. So thank you all, and have an excellent rest of your day.